Welcome back to Couch Potato Radio. Derek Hansen with you on the Mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO. We've talked so much about NDSU basketball heading to play Michigan State, and no doubt that's exciting. But we also have the Wrestling Championships going on, and he is a returning All-American. He is heading to Cleveland he's in Cleveland right now, actually, getting ready for the big tournament that goes on throughout the weekend. Gavin Drexler is with us. Hello, sir. Congratulations. What's it like out there? The anticipation's got to be through the roof right now.
Yes, it is. I'm excited. You know, this is kind of what the whole season builds up to, and just focusing on staying in the present moment, taking it one step at a time, and just taking it all in. Each tournament or each national tournament is an experience in itself, and just excited.
Talk about the Big 12s. I mean, that conference is so tough right now. You add Arizona State, you think about Oklahoma State and Iowa State and all that. Is it good to have this past weekend off to going into this weekend, just kind of get ready for everything and recover from that? Because that's a grueling tournament.
Yeah, it is. That's a 2-day tournament, and now this national tournament's a 3-day tournament. And with that, I mean, you definitely got to give your body a little bit of time to rest, recover, and get primed back up for the big show. And that's exactly what the NCAA does, coming in here, giving us a week in between. And now it's time. I'm feeling good. I believe I'm at my best. I hope everybody else is at their best. And that's what this tournament is about, is showing up with your best. So.
Gavin Drexler at 157 pounds, also his teammates Max Peterson, Ezekiel Witt, Aiden Brennar, and also Devin Wasley going to be participating in Cleveland. Just kind of talk about the experience from last year, getting through the blood round, getting on that podium to be an All-American. What's that like? And I'm sure you want to get a little taste of that again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal. Hopefully I would do it a little bit even better than that and not have to go through the blood round, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that was an experience in itself. Probably one of it was my biggest accomplishment in wrestling to date, and super proud, super happy, very grateful for that experience. And it helps me navigate the type of feelings and I guess what, I can expect. But like I said, each tournament is an experience in its own, and you can't expect any two things to be the exact same. So it's definitely prepared me. It's given me a better perspective on things. And like you said, I'd love to do it again.
Well, I think there's no doubt. I mean, obviously you want to be on the right side of it so you get in the placing right away. But that experience of all that, because that is the goal of everyone, to be an All-American. I mean, it's got to help you going into this season, right? Throughout your junior season. That's those experiences, you certainly learn a lot from that, because college wrestling's a whole different animal, as you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, exactly that. One, it gives me more confidence in myself and my abilities and knowing what I'm capable of. And two, it kind of gets that monkey off your shoulders so you're not so tense. I'm not out there competing. Well, I guess I'm still competing for my goals, my dreams each time, but knowing that I've already done it once before, I can still be satisfied at the end of the day if it doesn't happen, versus some guys where, maybe that's all that they've ever wanted. And you can sometimes, you can tense up because of that. And I think it's allowed me to be a little bit more free, just be more myself and compete at a higher level.
Do you end up in the room, going off and doing that whole iron sharpens iron thing with Max Peterson, your teammate that's heading, going to be there with you too? Or who's one of your biggest partners in the room?
Well, Max is definitely an iron sharpens iron scenario with him and I. We make each other better. As for myself, I switch up my partners every day. I wrestle with Bowden Greenlee, who was 165, Tyler Secoy, wrestle with our coaches, Max, obviously. And yeah, I mean, we have a good group of guys in there that we all can learn from and get better from. And yeah, it's nice having a guy right below me, weight class wise, on this trip as well. So him and I, we can just work out together and kind of just encourage each other and keep pushing.
You got to be very proud of what, sending 5 guys to this tournament is pretty impressive. And you think about all of the stuff that's going on with NDSU, the football move to FBS that we mentioned, the basketball team heading here. This is a heck of an accomplishment. And I mean, you've been wrestling with the big boys now in the Big 12 Conference for quite some time. This has been like over a decade now. You guys got to be pretty proud of what Coach Obi and everyone has brought to the table here to put NDSU wrestling on the map nationally.
Absolutely. When I came here, I was still under the rule of my previous head coach, and then once Obi took over, I mean, each year we just continued to improve, and we talk about it, and he said it to us multiple times heading into this postseason, is that as NDSU Bison, we tend to peak at the right time at the end of the season, and each year it's proved more true. So what he's been able to do here and just under his leadership has been a very, very impressive thing.
Have you been kind of talking to other teammates? Maybe you haven't been there before, what it's like? Because, I mean, it's got to be quite an experience. You're in front of, 18,000 people most likely in Cleveland, and you're sitting there with royalty. I mean, obviously, we all know about the head coach at Penn State and what they've done as far as a program, and one of the, if not the greatest ever, Cal Sanderson is their coach. I mean, you guys are wrestling amongst those guys. This is the top of the top right now when it comes to the sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, as far as the rest of the guys, I've already said this a few times. Sorry, I'm kind of running back, but each one's an experience in itself, and I think the biggest thing, and we have an assistant coach on our staff here, Willie Miklas. He's a 4-time All-American, and the biggest thing I think is just the presence. Having guys of that caliber around just tend to elevate you as well, and it's not necessarily what they can teach you, but it's just the presence that it kind of rubs off onto one another, and being in that tournament with greats like Cale Sanderson and David Taylor, and some of them recognizable names, it makes the experience more exciting and makes it cooler. But at the end of the day, we're there to wrestle and focus on what we can do. So it's cool though.
Well, you mentioned David Taylor, and for people who don't know, former Penn State great, and I think he was in the Olympics as well, and now he's the head coach of Oklahoma State, taking over for a legend in John Smith, and you're going up against one of his wrestlers right away, right? I mean, you had a conference wrestler right away, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the luck of the draw, and I've wrestled a couple Oklahoma State guys throughout my years, and I'm ready for the best. This is what I train for every day, every year, is to wrestle the best competition, and what better way to do it than drawing a tough cowboy off the bat, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you guys are on the other side of the bracket in the Big 12s, right? So you didn't get to see him in that tournament at least?
Correct.
Okay, so you may be in the same conference, but you're not going to be able to be facing someone that you just wrestled this past weekend. But I think with the way the draw goes, that's just going to happen sometimes, right? I mean, when you're talking about the Big 10, the Big 12, probably the two best of all of them, along with the ACC. It's kind of hard to separate, I'm sure, for the people who are trying to make those brackets up. Yeah,
actually, a better example is our 125-pounder Ezekiel Witt. He's wrestling the guy he just wrestled 2 times 2 weeks ago at the Big 12 tournament, first match.
Yeah.
So they're meeting up for the 3rd time within 2 weeks. I mean, you don't see that too often. And they're both the 15 and 16 ranked guy in the country at the moment. So that's a high caliber matchup right away. They've wrestled each other soon to be 3 times in just a matter of 2 weeks.
I'm guessing that was probably the biggest thing here is, I heard this a lot, and this. There's no gimmies in this bad boy, and that's just the case in college wrestling, right? I mean, that's one thing of all the high schoolers I say they go to college. Everyone seems like it's a state tournament match, and I'm sure you felt that when you made the jump as well.
Yeah, it took me some time getting used to it, but just like you said, everyone is the state finals, I guess, in a sense, but it's actually at a bigger stage. So I used to get very nervous. I don't get as nervous now. I've gotten a lot better at handling my emotions, but yeah, I mean, it's high caliber, and each match is not given. If you don't show up giving your best, each guy is so good that anybody can beat anybody. And if you're not on your A game that day, it sucks, but there's no match given.
Well, hopefully see high on that podium coming up on a Saturday night as well. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck this weekend, and good luck to all your teammates. We'll be following. We'll keep everyone up to date on our social media on 740 The Fan and KFGO. Good luck, Gavin, and we're really rooting for you back here in the Red River Valley.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the phone call and the support. Thank you.
Gavin Drexler, again, 157-pounder last year, All-American, finishing 8th place. And coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday. ESPN's got great coverage on it. If you do have ESPN, they do great coverage of wrestling. And 5 Bison wrestlers, again, in Cleveland for the NCAA tournament. Gavin Drexler, you just heard from, 157 pounds. Aiden Bruneau at 184. Devin Wasley at 197. Max Peterson at 149. And Ezekiel Wett at 125. Ezekiel Witt, 125. So those are the 5 wrestlers there going. And again, I promise we will keep you up to date throughout the weekend as much as possible on both the KFGO and the 740 The Fan social media platforms, most likely X and Facebook. This is the Mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO Couch Potato Radio. Thanks so much for being with us. Hennessy and hockey coming up here shortly, again on KFGO.